Okay, we asked you in the Facebook group, would you ask about someone's behaviour with money on a first date? Comment with how you would bring it up if you would. Okay, 59% said no chance. 30% maybe. 8%, you freaks, said 8%.
Said absolutely.
Yeah, sorry. What did I say?
Said 8%.
8% said 8%. Oh, it's been a long life, I tell you. 8% said absolutely, 3% unsure. Doug said, anyway, so I've drawn up a draft prenup.
Can you imagine going on a first date with Doug? Oh my gosh. I'd be like, sure, show me it. Show me it. Izzy says, would you say you're a spender or a saver? That's a hard-hitting question to get on your first date.
I've got another question that I'd ask. I would weave it in.
Do you want to tell us or is it
I will
secret?
after we read this.
Okay.
Mary
says, if you won $10 million, how would you spend it? The answer will show you what they value. I love that.
I value Aston Martin DB12s.
Yeah, we wouldn't be compatible.
We could never work. Oh. I mean, you're spoken for and all that, but like our personalities, there would be a homicide. One of us would just be like, we can't do this.
It would be bad. And if you were to buy an Aston Martin, it would get a whole heap worse, very fast. So,
Sarah,
yes.
Before a serious relationship, absolutely. Yeah, but we're talking about first date, Sarah. But I think you can glean relevant info from context cues on a first date before diving directly into a specific discussion about money.
Haley says, when they asked about interests, I'd bring up that I'm obsessed with personal finance and that I could only pursue a relationship with someone who had similar values. It's a good way to weed them out.
Andrew said, I'll start taking the laptop on first dates and bring up the GJ spending plan and ask them to fill in the details. Yes.
How to stay single for a long time. Ashley says, I think bringing up goals and future plans, yes, but behaviours can be influenced over time with the right partner when given the chance. For instance, I was the spender because I wasn't taught about money growing up and didn't have any good role models. My husband was the saver and now we work together to make our goals happen because that's what you do when you find someone who believes in you and what you're truly capable of. That's nice.
Yeah.
I just don't know if first date is the
first
space
date's
for
savage. It is.
I have a theory on how you should do first dates, but I'd like to hear what your weaving comment is on this one.
Yeah, so what I would probably do if I wanted to know, like if you were in the money Facebook group and you were like that, Haley was like, I'm obsessed with personal finance. What I'd probably do is be like, hey, Jess, lovely to meet you. We should role play a first date with us.
We are not going on a date.
No. We're not, but like role play right here.
Obviously, I'm joking. Yeah, cool, let's go. We've actually got coffee, so we're here.
Hi, Jess, Glen.
I can't leave over.
Sorry. Nice to meet you, Jess.
Nice to meet you.
So, did you have trouble with the car parking?
Yeah, there was an Aston Martin parked in over 2 spots.
Yeah, what jerk. I'm like, oh, yeah. Anyway, we've chatted. We're sipping tea. Oh, so you listen to any podcasts, Jess?
Oh, yeah, I'm obsessed with a few of them.
Oh, okay. What do you listen to?
Oh, I listen to some money podcasts. Okay. I listen to some history podcasts. I listen to some crime podcasts.
Yeah, right. Okay, so the money podcast, that's a bit weird, isn't it?
Why?
I don't know, like, are you into money or something?
Yeah.
I'm just oblivious to it.
Yeah, at this point, I'd probably be like, "It was so nice to meet you." Is this what you're
But that's
thinking?
the weave. So you could be like, I listen to podcasts. Like, what do you listen to podcasts? Oh yeah, I love true crime. Oh, what about? Okay, kids, the art of a conversation. Everyone, it's like a game of tennis. Hit the ball back. Don't sit there on your first date and spend all the time talking. You might be nervous. You just got to think tennis.
Good one.
Don't ever take dating advice from me.
I was thinking we should not be giving dating. I'm not sure you and I are very qualified to give dating advice, but here I go. I think that your first date should be a coffee date.
In the day.
Half an hour only. Your job is not to figure out whether to talk about money on the first date. Your job is to figure out, are they who they say they were? Would I like to see them ever again?
Yeah.
So it's like your fake first date. And then it's cheap. You don't owe anyone anything. I think particularly as a female, a lot of men feel a burden to have to pay for a date, and a lot of women are very uncomfortable about who should pay, what should it look like, and all of those weird things. When you're talking about a $4.50 coffee, it just takes all of it's not a big thing.
Yeah, that's a good call out, because at least if you Might be back out there this year, Jess,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'll only be doing coffee.
Yeah, but also you have not wasted your most precious asset, which is time.
That's
You've
right.
not given up a whole night to have dinner with a random person that you realize in the first 10 minutes you're not compatible with. I couldn't think of anything worse. I would want to emergency jump out the window.
Yeah. So on that, that could be a lightweight, one, who cares if they're into money or not on the first date?
I don't think I've ever asked about it on a first
Neither.
date. But I think naturally when telling people what I do, there is normally some banter around how
Yeah.
people think about money.
But if you're an average punter,
yeah,
you can be like, yeah, I listened to this money podcast. It's awesome. Like,
recruit for us.
well, yeah, that, but like their response, you'll know. And they're like, oh, why do you listen to that? Like what I did. Or why are you doing that?
Yeah.
Or, oh, you're into personal finance. Or, oh, okay, if they don't say money stuff and they go, oh, I'm really into this true crime. Oh, what do you like about the true crime? Like use that as conversational tools.
Yes.
Another way you can do it, you probably wouldn't.
What were you going with?
Well, okay, if you are a financial advisor listening or a mortgage broker or an accountant or some type of professional that you need to work out what type of person someone is, you know what I used to ask people when I met them in a financial advice meeting, just casually? I'm like, got a random question for you. And they're like, what? I'm like, hypothetical. You have to fly down to Melbourne tomorrow from Sydney to Melbourne.
Yes.
Who are you flying with? Who's your go-to?
Do you want my answer?
Yeah.
Jetstar.
Okay. So I know you're cost conscious.
Yeah.
Straight off the bat.
Yeah.
Yeah, sweet.
And they're really good. I think they get a bad rap a lot of the time. I know we're not going into that. I used to fly with Qantas a lot.
Yeah.
And I'll fly with them. I'll fly with whoever.
So you can ask that fun question. I can also say, oh, Jess, I've really bad service here. Who are you with?
Telstra.
What? Oh, I just left. What plan are you on?
No idea. Business plan.
Okay. So that tells me you're high level, not in the weeds. Because some people will be like, I'm on the $39 a month, unlimited data.
And you've got both the things right. I'm frugal and I'm not in the weeds,
Yep.
which is a strange, confusing mix.
So that to me, I know so much about your personality based on those two questions.
If someone asked me what mobile plan I was with on a date, I think we'd be really,
But
it's not
that's
going
why
well.
I backtracked. I'm like, let's use this as sales tool, everyone. If you're in a position where you need to get to know a personality.
Or if you do use it on a date, can you tell us how you go? And we're sorry if you stay single because of our terrible, perhaps, dating advice.
Yeah. I don't know. I just
You should be qualified to give out this information. We are not qualified, Glenn, to be having these chats.
but
Jesus.
yeah, I don't know.
Anyway, I like them. If you won the lotto, how would you spend it? One.
Yeah,
I think
that's
that's
good.
very insightful. Well done,
How
Mary.
would you spend it? Did I tell you one of our listeners won Powerball?
What?
Yeah, 30 mil.
What? No, you didn't.
Yeah, they reached out for advice, and I thought it was a typo. And then, anyway, I said this on the after party a few weeks ago, but if you're new, I'll kind of high level, and I'm like, oh gosh, I don't want them to get screwed. So I literally, I've done this like 3 times ever, 2 or 3 times, wrote back, hey, this is a big deal. Would you like to jump on the phone and just have a bit of a chat? Like they went to one private bank thing and they're like, yeah, they're charging hundreds of thousands of dollars. And I'm like, whoa,
Yeah.
not necessary.
I don't think I'd tell anyone, but there would be signs.
Oh, yeah.
There would be signs. If I suddenly have like a mini farm and like 1,700 animals, I've probably won the lotto. There'd be no Aston Martins. It would be the dirtiest car, which has dog hair probably everywhere. That'd be my dream, just to like go to the pound and be like, all of these, please.
Yeah. I don't know what. See, this is weird, right? We talk about money and signs and all that, and it's so psychological. Like, sure, I probably would buy an Aston Martin if I won $30 million or $10 million, right? But I've got a rule in my life. If I'm going to spend money on a toy or something like that, or a car, if I can't spend the same amount of money donating
Twice.
to a charity, I'm not buying that thing.
And I think, when you're talking about massive amounts of money, you are given an opportunity to think not only about generational wealth if you have a family of your own, but also how you can help the broader collective at large, be it your family members or friends
Yeah,
or
and it's weird because I
charities.
love cars. And then I don't know. I probably wouldn't be a brand new Aston Martin, if I'm being honest.
Okay.
Because
What does an Aston Martin cost? I have absolutely no idea.
You get changed out of 500.
No.
But so this is the thing. I just, my Volvo that I've got,
It's fancy.
yeah. Do you know how much that cost?
No, I don't.
Guess how much that was? Got it at the start of the year.
I am the worst person to. Was it brand new?
No, it's 2017.
Oh, see, I have no idea. I don't know, 40 grand?
Yeah, okay.
Is that good?
It was 22 and a half.
Oh, that's good.
And I just paid cash.
Great.
After we record, I'll tell you what my taxable income is, and you'll see that
As a percentage.
I don't like spending lots of money on cars.
Despite you loving cars.
And despite me having lots of money. This is the weird thing, right? Because I can get as much joy out of that 22 grand car than a $200,000 new Merc or Beamer or whatever, or Lexus.
And I think this is where people get slightly confused because they think that there's going to be, if there's such a big uptick in the spend from the 20,000 to the 500,000, that there's going to be such a commensurate value uptick. And it's like, no, there's a peak that often happens way before
I
then.
went and drove a 2-year-old XC60 Volvo because I'm like, oh, do I just bite the bullet and spend 70 grand and just buy something, fun and nice and big and all that? Went and test drove it. I'm like, nah, because I'm at that threshold of nice cars. It didn't feel any better than the Lexus. So I'm like, nah, not doing it. I'll get this other one.
And I think about this, and this is a ridiculous thing for me to even ponder, but I do think about it. I'm like, what is the difference materially in your life between a $50 million home and a $70 million home?
Nothing.
Or is it? Yeah, it's just like at that point, I have no idea.
This is, we're going into some interesting territory right now. I talked about, so I listened to a philosopher type dude, Sam Harris in the States, got a podcast. I pay for it.
He's great. Well, some of his stuff's really controversial, but yes.
Is it?
It depends what he's talking about. But yes, I've listened to quite a few of his. Yeah.
So like when the fires and all that happened in LA, he's like, there are so many like billionaires in LA, in those communities. So if you've got $100 billion or $100 million, whatever it is, there's literally billionaires. If you had $10 billion, you have no material change to your life to take one of those billions to build a nice park and put it back into the community.
Totally.
You don't have to, but if you had, I've just got this view, if I see a need and I'm in a position to act, I will.
Agree. I don't know if I told you this, and this is we're going down some random paths, but like when I was 18, my parents gifted me a sponsor child, which was an expense. It was a strange expense to be gifted as a birthday gift. And it did help me realize I am quote unquote an adult now and I have an opportunity to give back. And obviously, throughout having businesses and my first business, we became B Corp certified. And when I started my current business, we created a partnership with an organization where we give a percentage of our revenue to education for children in Uganda. But I think it did help me realize, I'm really privileged, even if I don't feel privileged because I'm 18 and now mum and dad have just gifted me a bill, thanks. But it did kind of instill in me to think beyond myself, which I think I don't want to say a lot of younger people need to think about, but I just think it wouldn't have been on my radar as early if it didn't happen for me.
Yeah.
My brothers were not gifted a sponsor child when they turned 18, which I thought was really unfair. Anyway, I'm on to my fourth one now.
Fourth brother or sponsor child?
Fourth sponsor child.
I've never, and I don't think I will ever have a flat out, I'm going to donate a percentage of my business rev to charity.
Yeah, right. We give 1%.
Yeah. I'm just like, when I've got the money and feel generous, I'll give.
Sure. I mean, you do you. I just don't want
exactly.
them. We just have set it up as a business process and it works really well. And we've, donated thousands of days now, I think.
Yeah, but that's interesting. I see a lot of we're going to actually wrap this up. This is Business Podcast. We've relaunched. We're back, baby. We are so back.
How often do you do the podcast?
Once a fortnight.
Okay.
And because you talk about startup businesses, like, we're going to donate 10% of our revenue. It's like, hey, just focus on getting the thing off the ground.
Yeah.
You're going to need 3 years. I love that you want to do that. I support you in doing it, but please just focus on having a solid, healthy business. So in the years to come, you can actually be in a position to do that.
So is it anyone who's already started a business, anyone who's thinking about starting a business?
So, and if you like small business, if you want to start a business one day, if you're in small business, I'm not heaps that Instagram bro or CEO type vibe, mindset and all this wishy-washy stuff. We are practical in the trenches of small business.
Cool.
We're talking plumbing, we're talking hairdressing, like literally small business Australia, all that stuff, how to price your business, how to get more customers, how to have good engagement with your customers. And Kayla and I host that. So if it's the first reboot episode isn't out now, go over and subscribe to This Is Business because it will be soon. Secondly and finally, we're going to wrap it up. Emily Wallace has departed on awesome terms. There's no scandals or anything like that.
You made it sound like she died.
I know. Dearly departed. She's moved on from This Is Property. So thank you, Emily, for all your hard dedication, all the hard work.
Yeah.
You've helped so many people all over Australia with buying their first home and education on This Is Property.
Agree.
She's got a bit of an industry podcast she's doing now. She's got her own cracking business. And it was just time for her. And it's awesome. So,
cool.
So there you go. Thank you, Emily Wallace. All right. You've been real. I've been Glenn. This has been Jess Brady.
Jess Brady.
I think we've covered everything, haven't we, Jess?
Well, we missed one of the questions just because we were talking for so long on the other one.
I was like, this will only be 35 minutes. Okay, see ya.
Bye.